in a way, we're bringing life with all life, or one can say all genetic samples of existence into the ark.
Yes.
So within the ark, I'm sure there was sort of a need at least to find a different way of living within this space. So I don't think that it was avoiding reality, but it was taking it in order to give it almost, to put it in a pressure cooker in order to that it will find, one can say, even through coercion, through pressure, through, there's no other option. No one can go out, okay? Because out there is no life. Now, out there is no life. It's a perception. It's a perception um, of sometimes understanding that when we go out, which is very difficult, and sort of there is this kind of let's say discussion, disagreement, or degree of disagreement when still people will struggle even after 20 years that outside it's not possible because the dominant power is the will to receive to oneself, because each one is sure that because we've been into the ark, we are able to sort of draw or carry in ourselves and keep an inner pressure that will sort of um, um, will reject the pressure of death, which is the will to receive to oneself. And what is actually from that, when we can understand, only when we come with one intention, with one understanding, that we need to create an ecology in which actually something else can sort us out. So going outside, it's not a deluge, but there is, in terms of the real meaning of deluge, which is confusion, it's very similar. It's very
Oh,
similar in confusion.
deluge
Because
is
deluge, yeah, mabul in Hebrew, has to do with something that is confused. Mabul, bilbul. You can hear it?
in English, it's overwhelmed. The
Yeah,
flood is it's not just confusing, it overwhelms us.
yeah. So it overwhelms us, but it also confuses us. Meaning we cannot discern between good and bad, good
Okay.
and evil. This is what it suggests, that this is a this is actually the meaning of deluge. This is why it sort of exposes our manula, the power of malchut, to reject light. So this is why now within this deluge we learn that there are three sort of types of even of grace, which has to do with the left side, the right side, and the middle, which are different type of how we use even grace. It can be very dangerous. Yeah, you know, most religion are saying they are killing people in the grace of God.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is why I'm saying it suggests um, that coming into an ark is a suggestion and a permission that was given to us from the beginning, that we need to come into a certain setup, structure, which creates, this structure creates an ecology in which there is an opening to light, which is the window, yeah, to light, in which we learn how to live together with all levels of life, meaning from still life to um, to ourself, to human, And all it's with, because it's easier for us within this structure to see that it all relates and dependent on the source of light.
So is the commandment to build an ark or enter an ark?
To build and to enter it.
Yes, but we have the responsibility to build first.
To build is to be part of something, is to be a building stone or a building part of it. So we have two stages. The agreement, it's like in surrender or the order of work. The agreement to come into it, which is actually, you can say, adding brick to building this ecology. And then what we are able to do in it is actually entering it. When we build, when we surrender, we sort of, we're saying the structure of it, we are willing to take upon ourselves um, the rules, the laws that belongs to it. Yeah? You don't you don't build a rectangular igloo. And there is a good reason why not. Because it cannot sort of carry the weight of the snow. Okay? So there is a law in which we started on Thursday to understand why this length, why this height, why this width. Yeah, it's not to do with actual measurement. It has to do with the relationship between grace and valor, and that meaning how we use them, the relationship between them, and how they create the space. Okay, so it both is to be able to build something in order to enter it.
Okay, so is
Actually,
it like a sukkah?
it's very similar to creation. God created the creation in order to enter it.
But
If people will allow him, at least to the section in which he cannot enter unless humans will reform themselves to allow him to enter, which is what we call halal panui, yeah, vacant space. Okay. So actually, you say within that, the offer was, look, humans, what I did is to build for me and for you creation, meaning an ecology, in which we can cohabitate, in which we can learn about each other, in which we will be able to sort of attain and pursue the quality that will make you Adam, that will make you in simile to my intention. So it didn't work in the Garden of Eden. But you can say that the ark is mini Garden of Eden. It's a miniature of the thought of the whole world of I would say world of Reformation, which is Atzilut. So how actually to rise above the pressure that comes from below and above, and to create something that mitigate the pressures and allow us to grow inside. So it has to do with very much to do with the feature of this quality that is called, or state that is called the speaker. In order to become Adam, a unit that speaks with the higher, or speaks with the intention of the creator. We need to create within creation something similar that will force us to a certain extent to converse in terms of prayer. Actually, it's the beginning of the constitution of prayer. Okay, Because within that, I realize that there is a different pressure between outside and inside, and can I prepare myself in order to go outside? So outside will be like inside. I will maintain this conversation outside as it was inside. So this is the end of Reformation.
So could you also say something about Noah's failure, Noah's getting drunk at the end, and what that says about the ark?
Mm. I think the Noah getting intoxicated from wisdom, from actually drinking wisdom or drinking wine, which is drinking wisdom, suggests the first um, the first mistake that was not coming into expression while he built the ark and everyone in came in, which was not asking for others, not asking actually for humanity, not pleading for humanity, actually not using the ark, meaning the structure of prayer, for, one can say, for all humanity. It is quite clear that the intention of the ark was not only for Noah. It was within that structure he could ask. Now, that suggests that when he came out of the ark, this was not sorted out in him. It was sorted out only when we see that he is using wisdom not in the right way. He's getting intoxicated with. Okay. This was basically the intoxication of Noah, sort of persecuted us till today. When people say, don't study Zohar because you'll become intoxicated, like Noah. You lose your mind. Yeah. It's coming from there. It's coming from the fear that we will misuse it again. Okay. Now, last generation has its own safekeeping, one can say, structure, which is not that we don't want to misuse it or to steal it or to use it for ourselves, but the degree or the level that we are able to reach it is so low, so we cannot actually go in more unless we truly take the condition upon ourselves, and then we will not misuse it. So the even in the opening, because when people get to know the condition, so many will not stay in it, because people will immediately want to take it outside. Yeah, and so this is basically this is what's happening with Noah, but yet there is sort of sorting out through his sons or the produce, and we come back full circle with the Tower of Babylon, which has to do as well with language, destruction or shattering of language, and the way it was so close to the end of Reformation, and the misuse of people, like the misuse of Noah, is not yet conscious in people. So they misuse the same thing, the same wisdom they misuse in order actually to build themselves, to build a name for themselves. While actually the full intention of creation is actually to reveal the name of the higher, meaning the qualities and the purpose of the higher in relation to us, but not in order to fulfill our, let's say, our desire or the desire of the will to receive of separation from the Creator. So since then, this is the last, let's say, shattering point of the holy language, and then we start the story of sorting out consciousness that will be able to rebuild this language, which we are trying till today. Yeah. They're trying to manage it or to get to it. Okay? To get to this language that carries in itself truth. It carries in itself the ways to approach, the ways to pray, um, the ways to attain sort of goodness without it needing to turn into a pressure and agony and darkness. Okay, so this.